Yes, ma'am.
We're going to have a brief hearing on your case. Today's date is June 9th, 2022. In Wilbarger County, Texas, call cause number 29502 in the interest of the Rodriguez children. What says the state?
Ready, Your Honor.
Present by audio and video is Alexis Rodriguez. Ms. Rodriguez, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also present by audio and video is Dyron Alvarez. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Kuntz, you may call your first witness. Or do we have a partial agreement you want to announce?
We do have a partial agreement, Your Honor. It's my understanding the parties are in agreement that both of the children on the case are children of their marriage. Mr. Alvarez is the children's father, and that Ms. Rodriguez would be the parent to designate the children's primary residence, and she would be the managing conservator. Mr. Alvarez would be a possessory conservator. We've calculated some guideline child support based on current income of $820 bi-weekly gross income, and we've
No, every 2 weeks. Sorry.
Sir,
Bi-weekly.
just listen for right now, okay?
yes, bi-weekly every other week. And so based on that, and there's no other minor children to take into account, get a guideline child support amount for 2 children of $373 per month, and a monthly medical support of $80 per month. Ms. Rodriguez would be responsible for applying for a government help for the children. And I'll ask the parties as to the step down. We didn't specifically discuss the step down, but the state would ask to include a step down on the current amount. And that's my understanding of the parties' agreement, Your Honor.
All right, and I'll hear testimony on, are we looking at visitation and back support possibly? What are the issues here?
Yes, Your Honor, visitation and back support.
All right, you may call your first witness then.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Alexis Rodriguez.
Ms. Rodriguez, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Coons.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Rodriguez, did you hear and understand the agreed terms I announced to the court?
Yes.
Does that in fact represent your agreement today?
Yes.
And you believe it's in the best interest of the children?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as the current child support, we discussed the current child support amount of $373 per month. Typically, the court does include a step down amount for the child support once the first child emancipates or ages out, generally when they turn 18 or graduate from high school. Would you be in agreement with the court also ordering that at the guideline amount of $298 per month for the step down?
Yes.
And are there some concerns relating to visitation for Mr. Alvarez with the children?
Yes.
Okay, and has there been a history of family violence?
Yes, there has.
Okay. And what type of family violence has occurred?
Mr. Alvarez, at the time of our relationship, would beat on me. He's also beat on me in my pregnancy, where we almost lost our son, where I had to have go into emergency labor. He would break my things, rip my clothes, kick me out on the streets, things like that, which the kids did see. They did witness that. ever since we have separated and have been around each other, no, he has not put his hands on me. But the raising of the voice, can't even communicate and have a normal conversation because he feels like he can talk to me any kind of way. There's been times where he's come to my house and actually slapped my butt, and I told him not to touch me. He does not respect my personal boundaries or space or relationship. It's been constant things throughout over the years. He feels like he can talk to me any kind of way.
Been separated.
We've been separated since our youngest child was 2 years old. So I would say we've been separated since 2015.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I got a call coming through. Since 2015, we've been officially separated from each other. Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Coons.
Thank you, Your Honor. And do you believe that there would be a risk of any type of harm or harassment to you or the children for your address, other identifying information to be included in the court order?
No.
So you believe it's okay for Mr. Alvarez to have access to that information through the court order?
Yes. Like especially if he wants to send the kids gifts, things like that, that's fine.
Okay. And during your separation, has Mr. Alvarez provided direct support to you for the children that the court should consider?
There was at one point where it was agreement, $75 a week paying the copay for daycare while I work. He was doing that for a short period of time. So he was giving $300 a month, $150 every 2 weeks, breaking it down to $75 a week.
Okay. And when was he doing that?
That was back in 2019.
Okay. And how long did he do that?
I would say about 2 to 3 months he did that.
Okay. And what do you believe is in the children's best interest as far as any visitation with Mr. Alvarez?
I feel that it's better if he actually comes up and visit them, because when I've tried to do it where I would send them for vacation, we would set a date for them to come back, which would be about 2 weeks before school starts. And he would, when it came to that time, he would say either his job wouldn't let him out or he didn't have the money to send them at that time. And then the kids would always miss the first few days of school. And I feel like if you knew advance 2 months prior to the date, you should have called that out already for work so that they would know that you had to return the children. And 2, you should already have that money set aside to send them back. There should be no excuse if you have them for 2 months straight. There shouldn't be any excuse. So there's always an issue when it comes to returning the children. Like I said, you never had a problem with before with sending them, but then it becomes an issue when it's time to come back.
Okay. And when did he last see the children?
He last seen the children right before we moved. The same day that we moved over here, he seen them their last day. That
when
would be
that?
March 28th, I believe. I'm a little iffy on the dates, but it's around that last week of March.
Okay. And prior to that, had he been seeing them pretty regularly?
I'm not sure because they did go to their grandmother's, on the weekend and stuff like that. I'm not sure how many times he would go over there. But as far as coming to my house and see them, it was probably maybe once or twice a month.
Okay. Had the children been going overnight with Mr. Alvarez, or are there some
He would come and visit. There has been a few times where I would let them go stay over at his house for the weekend. Mind you, he only lived 5 minutes from me. Also, I would let them go to their grandmother's house and visit. So even if he didn't want to come to my house, he still had the opportunity to go visit at his mother's house.
Okay.
So
has there ever been any family violence towards the children?
back when my daughter was young, he never really had a bond with her when she was younger. And he screamed at her and told her he hated her.
Okay. And you know about how old she was?
She was about 2, almost 3 years old.
Okay. And has there been anything else you've testified about the family violence against you, testified now about yelling at your daughter and telling her he hated you? Is there anything else that gives you concern regarding Mr. Alvarez's time with the children?
Yes. There's like weird things going on with his family where he dated his niece even while she was a minor. They're not related by blood, but his brother is married to the girl's mother, and they've been together since that little girl was 9 years old. And he's been around and grew up around this, basically was around her while she grew up. So it's basically like as if in my head, from the outside, it's like as if he groomed her to be his girlfriend because they dated while she was a minor. And then, they were together for 2 years after, 2 years of while she was an adult of being known. And regardless of blood or not, that's still his niece by marriage. And not only that, I mean, he has a past history of dating minors and made comments like myself, when I was married to him, I was a minor. My mom had to sign for me to get married to him. When we were together, he did cheat on me with girls that were underage. And he said, well, you guys don't have bodies of little girls. They're mature for their age. He told me I was mature for my age. So he has a past history of dating minors. He was 18 at the time that we met.
Okay. Is there anything else you believe the court needs to know from you to help make a determination about your case today?
Honestly, I just want this to end. I've tried so many times to co-parent and have a peaceful, basically, relationship, because we have to have a relationship with one another for the children. And I just want this to finally be done with and things to be set so we can move on and do what's best for the children. That's it. That's all I want.
Okay.
Where are you living now?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Thank you.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, do you have any questions for her? If you do, they need to be in the form of a question.
Go ahead, that's okay.
Okay. You may call your next witness.
The state calls Mr. Alvarez.
Mr. Alvarez, would you raise your right hand, please? Would you raise your right hand, Mr. Alvarez?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Oh, right. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Kuntz.
Mr. Alvarez, did you hear and understand what I announced to the court as the agreed terms? Did you hear and understand before I started asking?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez, I announced some agreed terms to the court. Did you hear and understand that?
Yes.
And are you also in agreement with those terms?
No.
Okay. What part that I announced as an agreement are you not in agreement with?
First of all, an agreement that I gotta go visit my kids. If I'm gonna be paying, gonna pay child support, I want to be able to see my kids.
Okay. But were you,
And it's a lot of stuff that she was saying that is not true.
okay,
Why
I
y'all
understand that you don't agree with her testimony.
Okay, Ms.
Exactly.
Coons, take it item by item, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Alvarez, are you still in agreement that you would pay current medical support based on your current income, $80 per month for medical support?
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna pay the $370 and the $80 for the medical stuff. I'm gonna pay that stuff.
Okay, so you agree with $80 per month for medical and $300
Yes.
per month for child support?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm agree with that.
Okay, and do you also agree with the court including a step-down child support amount of $298 per month for your current child support to lower to that whenever the first child emancipates or ages out?
So how am I pay all the stuff? I'm only getting paid $1,600 a month. I gotta pay almost $800 a month for rent and my other bills, and plus whatever I gotta pay for the child support. So what I'm gonna have left?
So 298, that's not an additional amount. Initially, it sounds like you agreed to $373 per month for the child support side of things. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after the first child ages out, which is usually when they turn 18 or graduate from high school, rather than it continuing at $373 per month, it would go down to $298 per month when you're just paying child support for one child.
Okay.
With that,
All right. So I'm not gonna start paying that when whenever they turn 18, right?
When the oldest one turns 18,
That's when I'm getting start paying it.
then it would drop to the 200 something. Yes.
Okay. So for right now, I'm gonna pay the 370.
373 plus 80.
Okay. All right.
are you in agreement with that?
Yes. In total, it's gonna be like $4 something. That's how much I'm gonna be paying total, right?
For current support, current child support and medical support, and then you want the court to make a determination about whether any back support is ordered, and if so, how much. Is that correct?
I guess yes.
Okay. Now, what are you asking the court to do in terms of visitation?
I want to be able to see my kids. I want to be able to pick my kids for the summer, for holidays. So,
Are you asking for a full standard visitation?
yes.
Okay. And when did you last see the children?
The last time they left.
Okay. And that was in March of 2022?
I believe so.
Okay. And prior to that, had you been seeing them pretty regularly?
No, how am I going to see them? They live in Ohio.
Before they moved to Ohio, were you seeing
Yeah.
them regularly?
And they were staying with me, a lot of time, and they were staying with my mom. The reason I didn't go over there to her house, because sometimes we used to get into an argument or for whatever reason. So I rather did not go over there and pick my kids off, from my mom's and take them to my house. So
is there anything else you believe the court needs to know from you to help make a determination about the visitation today?
Another time, my kids, they be living state from state. It's a thing. It's a lot of stuff I want to explain, but I guess I'm gonna have to get a lawyer or something, because all I want to know, I'm gonna pay for whatever, I'm sorry, I want to pay for the $370, the $80 for the thing. I'm gonna pay for all the stuff, I'm not saying I'm not gonna pay. I want to pay for that. And you say I want to see. I want to be able to see my kids. That's the only thing that I answer.
Okay.
How old are your children?
Huh?
How old are the children?
9, 8.
8 and how old?
9.
Okay. Do you want to talk to a lawyer, Mr. Alvarez?
I mean, if this doesn't affect nothing, well, yeah, like, because I want to be able to see my kids. That's the only thing that I'm asking. I want to be able to see my kids. I don't want to just talk to my kids on the phone, or I gotta go over there, once a month, whatever. Because I'm gonna be able to do that every month.
I'm going to enter a temporary order that starts the child support. Starting July 1st, you're ordered to pay Ms. Rodriguez $373 per month in child support and $80 per month in medical support. And each parent is responsible for half of the medical bills if there are any bills not covered by the Medicaid or the insurance. I'm appointing Ms. Rodriguez as a temporary managing conservator and Mr. Alvarez as a temporary possessory conservator. And then I'm going to let you talk to an attorney or talk to somebody if you want to. And 2 months down the road, we're going to come back and make a final decision about the visitation. Okay?
Would
Okay, so-
retroactive support also be addressed at that time, Your Honor?
Pardon?
Would retroactive support also be addressed at that time, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have also a question.
Yes.
So the kids do have summer school assisting since they did move towards the end of the year.
Not ordering visitation until he talks to a lawyer if he wants to do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So right now, there's no visitation order in place.
Okay.
What's our date in, let's look at July and August. Will July 14th give you enough time, Mr. Alvarez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to continue this till July 14th. If you want to talk to if you want to talk to an attorney, you need to do it. And tell them we're set for a new hearing back on July 14th. Okay?
Yeah, I got a question. I gotta start paying on July 1st.
Yes.
All right.
They will send an order to your employer to have it come out of your check. How are you paid? Are you paid every month or every week or?
If they can take it every month.
Are you paid every month?
No, they pay me every 2 weeks.
Okay, they will figure it out. Every 2 weeks, most months you will pay a little under what you're scheduled to. And then 2 months out of the year, you get 3 paychecks. And those 2 months you'll be paying a little more, but they will have it figured out mathematically so that you pay the right amount at the end of the year, okay?
All right.
All right, we'll see you back in July.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, bye-bye.
I leave as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
All right. Who's calling in, please? Whose phone number ends with 009?
Yes, ma'am. I was connected for my case that was supposed to be at 11:30. Rhonda Anzeldua.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry I had that other hearing, but we'll get you squared away right away, Ms. Anzeldua.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that it disconnected me, but I was in on that hearing, so it disconnected me, so I didn't think I was supposed to be there.
Oh, well, it's okay if you were, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Court hearings are open to the public. So
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.